It's interconference time for these Cavaliers as they come in as the visiting team. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Hill. And for the Spurs, we've got Dominique Wilkins and Johnson. Through all the hype and glitter, Clark, I think maybe most impressive about the Cavaliers' West record is that they swept the toughest division, arguably the toughest division, the Pacific, 10-0.
Yeah, that's extremely impressive, Kevin. I mean, I don't care how you look at it. When you talk about blanking the Pacific Division, that's impressive. I mean, if you're going to list the divisions that you would sweep from last season, I would have probably had the Pacific Division last on that list.
Me too. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. I spoke with the Cavaliers head coach for just a bit. It's one of the smartest offensive teams in the league that they're facing today, so he wants his guys to play just as smart defensively. We've got to be ready for anything, he said, because there are just so many ways they can beat you.
Thank you, Doris. I get the feeling here, Clark, there's a lot more to be done here.
Well, one of the best ways to bother a shooter is to make him uncomfortable. Make him catch the ball where he doesn't want it.
So it's Cleveland now. After the basket by San Antonio. And here's Mills. Pulls up, high post, number 15, snatches inside. You know, Clark, I still can't believe that stat. I mean, 10-0 against that division. I'm not sure when the last time that was accomplished against the Pacific.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, that's saying an awful lot about their performance, given how both of the Western Conference finalists reside in that division. So, I mean, that's extremely impressive when you look at it from that perspective.
Here's Mills, following the bucket by the Spurs. Drains it from short range. Here's Johnson. 48 seconds left in the first. Let's go with the three. The shot by Wilkins, no good.
Well, they left him open to try to sucker him into taking that shot, and it worked out.
Releases from 15. Shot's good by Mills.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
And here is Johnson. It's blocked. Wilkins. But he stays with it. Banks it home. Wilkins got his first 2 points. And Cleveland has possession. Pass to Hill. Over Robinson. Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark, as we wrap up the first. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. Here's Johnson. These Spurs struggled a little bit out of the gates last season.
And that can be expected, Kevin. I mean, a veteran team, they understand how they have to pace themselves into the season, so they won't go full speed out of the gate typically.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. And Mills. And here are the Cavaliers. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Yes, Kevin. Well, Byron Scott, the new coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Back in the day, he spent 9 seasons as the starting shooting guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, winning 3 championships. So, guys, he certainly knows what winning is all about.
And he does. Thank you, Doris. So going back to what you were saying about the Spurs, you think they'll take it easy until the playoffs?
I wouldn't say easy, but more or less. They'll stay competitive, but they'll try to do just enough to get victories. It's the same with the other veteran teams. They know when they need to turn it on and lay it all out, and November games aren't really the time for those kinds of teams to do that. They can figure out ways to win games without overexerting themselves.
They're taking help over seeding.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So it's Cleveland now. Dominique Wilkins able to get his shot to go. Shot clock at 5. Number 35. Blocked. San Antonio trailing here. Takes it up. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night. And Cleveland has possession. They trail by 1. Number 1 is guarded by Johnson. Jams it home.
That's a terrific throwdown. He's one of the league's dunk maestros, Kevin.
Yeah, you're right, Clark. You can see how much his teammates really appreciate that effort.
They love it.
Nice second look we just had there with our Sprite Slam Cam. They can make this a 2-for-1 opportunity. Back to Wilkins. Fades back. Wilkins with another miss.
They'll allow him to get that off all day.
Number 14, kept alive, and so we wrap up the first half. Cavaliers ahead. They lead by 1.
It's Thursday night basketball. Glad to have you with us for the HP Halftime Report. The Cleveland Cavaliers ahead against the Spurs at AT&T Center. They're scoring with confidence, shooting with an excellent percentage. And for San Antonio, they're looking good in their own right. The second chance buckets certainly adding up in this one. They pounded the offensive glass. The human highlight reel certainly playing well so far. Lighten up that scoreboard. He's making it ring like a pinball machine. That's it for us. We hope you enjoyed the second half action. Now let's get back to Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke.
The second half now getting underway, and it's a very close ball game so far. Here's Johnson. One thing about Cleveland last year, Clark, the Cavs not only finished top 5 in their own score, but also top 5 in their opponents' field goal percentage. Not bad.
No, that's excellent. And that's the one stat defensively that you tend to look at. Not necessarily points allowed, but field goal defense. How many shots are you challenging? How tough are you making it for the opposition? And when you can excel in that area, then you have the ability to dominate, much like the Cavs did all year in that particular area.
And Robinson. So that's it. Greg Popovich starts the second half with. So it's Cleveland now. After the basket by San Antonio. Mills can't hit. Stripped it away.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Well, Kevin, as you know, the Spurs got off to a slow start last season, and that's something we have seen from them before. But according to Coach Greg Popovich, this time it was a little bit different. He pointed to the adjustment teaching new players the system, saying, "We lost a bit more corporate knowledge than I had thought. It's taken more time than I expected to get everybody back on the same page." And guys, as the Spurs continue to refresh the deck, that's going to continue to be a challenge for them.
Doris, thank you for that.
You know, it's never easy when you have a bunch of older vets mixed in with a bunch of first and second year guys. That dynamic is a real challenge for a team.
A missed 3. Cavaliers trailing. Number 1, defended by Wilkins. Hill, a screen on Robinson. And the basket by Hill. Hill's got 5.
They've been trading buckets and trading leads. What outstanding competitors out there. That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
And Cleveland has possession. It's a 1-point game. Number 35 buries the free throw line jumper.
That's a little bit of the European style of play there. When your bigs can hit the mid-range jumper, it can really open things up for everybody else.
Here's Johnson. The bank shot won't fall.
That's not something you'll see very often. Not the mid-range jumper you wanted, but off the target.
Number 14, and that's not going to go. And so this one is tightly contested as we end the third. And we'll be back in just a moment. So as we're in the fourth, our sideline reporter Doris Burke for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
Hey guys, well, you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, the spark has been from their four-man. His first 3 quarters were terrific. This game probably wouldn't be nearly as close if it weren't for his contributions. but he's got more work ahead of him as we go to the fourth period. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Doris. Tremendous first three quarters.
Boy, that boy's been on fire. There's just no other way to put it. On fire.
And Cleveland has possession. They lead by 1. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. And Mills. He dumps it off. 5 to shoot. Number 14. Misses the 3 after the nice pump fake.
They need to make the most of every possession. And desperation threes like that simply won't get it done. When the margin's this tight, every basket starts to take on a little bit more meaning.
Not a lot of time to get back in this one and get it under control.
Yeah, there's no time to waste right now.
Number 35. The shot is off. The Spurs will take it the other way. Number 15. Jump shot is good that time.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Number 35, covered by Smith. Pass to Hill. Number 14, rips it down.
Oh, that's what's in the clutch. They needed that one, Kev.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 1. 50 seconds left in the game. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He told them, we're in control of our own destiny in this thing. It's as simple as that, fellas. If you want to come out on top, you need to dig down for a little bit extra to close it out. Let's see if they can, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you. The Spurs making a switch here. And Cleveland has possession. Following the bucket by the Spurs. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. No good on the first. Connects on number 2, and that brings them within 2.
Well, he split his free throws, but if they can get a stop here, they've still got a chance.
And they can try to eat some time off the clock here. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Johnson outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. Gets the first. That makes it a 3-point lead. Perfect from the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
The 3. Mills can hit. And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke and and Mark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan Brand player of the game.